Hello and welcome. Welcome to the wonderful world of photography. David Bradley here. Here, well, it's a duck. And it was taken at a pond in Markham, Ontario some years ago. And I did have a fairly long lens on. And of course, everybody that I know of, and, unless you get a really close look at things, it's hard to tell all the detail involved in some of these creatures. For example, I always knew that mallard ducks, the girls are kind of plain, so they can blend in and guard the nest, and the boys are more colorful, like a lot of birds, to help be able to, I guess, get um, people, not people, animals who would be after the contents of the nest away from the nest. So there's a lot more color in the head of this than just the green that I was familiar with. Maybe it's an older duck, maybe it's a cross, I don't know, but I found it quite fascinating. I did. And how did I get this? Now, see, this is one of the things I tell people all the time. The world is not seen at the height of your eye. And so I do remember for this duck, I did get down really, really low to try and be on a very level playing field. Not quite, at water level, but as close as I could get. Because if I had shot this higher, I would have had, an upper view of Mr. Mallard here. And in this case, I was much, 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 much closer to being in line. Still a little higher, but that was okay. You know what? There was other things around and other distractions around, and I really wanted to try and avoid them. So I don't think I had to get quite to my knees. I also believe, if I remember rightly, where I was, there was a little bit of a ramp that led down to the edge of the water, which meant that I could get down lower than I could otherwise without crawling along on my stomach. Anyway, once again, when you're out there, look for things that make things possible, and well, safely, of course. So I remember I did get down there, and I'm sure I got onto at least my knees to get at a better angle to not get some of the other things around, but also get the water, which, I think the water looks greener than it is, or than it was, but it came out green. So be it. But the duck is magnificent. I mean, the detail in it, the head, the colors, even the bill is more than, one color. And the subtleties of the coloring of the feathers. And the gentle, gentle reflection. I like reflections, but this one, you really have to look for it. Because the water was not still. And the water, it was green. But anyway, I like this duck. I saw this duck. And not using any weaponry, I shot this duck. So now, even though it is many years later, and I'm sure the duck has probably not survived. I don't know how long ducks live, but now it will live forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So, thanks for coming. Have a lovely, lovely day. And whatever you do, keep shooting, whether it's with your phone or with a. I find the phones are great. You can get some good results. But there's nothing like a camera. A real camera doesn't have to be film. Oh, no, no, no. Digital is dandy. But I find a real camera still does better than the phones. Even though the phones have contributed vastly to more pictures being taken than ever, ever, ever in history. There are phones everywhere. There are videos everywhere. Now, there are cameras everywhere. And that's a beautiful thing. But I would hope that eventually more and more people get back into using a camera and they will see the results. The depth of field, the colors, just there are many things you can do with a camera that just you can't do with a phone. And that's, of course, why there are different lenses. Not that I think you should have every lens in the book, but not a bad thing to have a little bit of an assortment. And it's nice to be able to zoom at times so you don't scare away the wildlife. Anyway, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.